Why exactly were Luffy and Loki not affected by the Domi reverse? In the latest chapter of One Piece, we already saw how quickly Luffy's fight against Imu-sama ended. With just one Dawn Gatling, Imu was immediately destroyed, which once again shows how overwhelming Gear 5's raw offensive output has become. And with just one Nephilim from Loki, Imu was instantly frozen, hinting that Loki's abilities may not just be physical but could involve some form of mythical or conceptual power. But these attacks wouldn't have happened if Domi reverse had worked. Yes, Imu failed to turn Luffy and Loki into demons. So that's the big question in this chapter. How did Domi reverse fail when it worked on the strongest character we know? Rox D. Xebec. As I mentioned in my spoiler video, it's possibly because of devil fruits. Some people are saying that it's because of devil fruits in general. Since Xebec, as well as Broggy and Dory, don't have devil fruits, Domi reverse worked on them. Meanwhile, Luffy and Loki both have devil fruits. But I doubt that people with devil fruits in general are immune to Domi reverse, because that would make Imu look kind of stupid, right? I mean, it's obvious from Luffy and Loki's appearance that they have Zoan devil fruits, especially considering their transformations are highly distinct compared to normal users. Didn't Imu notice that and still tried to use Domi reverse on them? What I mentioned before is that maybe it's because Luffy and Loki have godly devil fruits, like the Hito Hito no Mi model Nika and the Nidhogg fruit. Since these devil fruits appear in the mural, which is often used by Oda to foreshadow ancient powers and forgotten history, we can say they are godly devil fruits. But then I realized that this is similar to the idea about normal devil fruits. Didn't Imu already know that Luffy literally has the sun god Nika fruit and Loki has the Nidhogg fruit? It even came from Imu himself, which suggests a deeper connection between Imu and these legendary powers. So what is that? He already knows their powers and still tried to use Domi reverse on them. So what I really think is the true reason why Domi reverse didn't affect Luffy and Loki is because they have no fear. Luffy is already known for his mindset of freedom, something that directly opposes control-based abilities. He fears no one, and the same goes for Loki. We saw during his introduction that his mindset is that he is the strongest in the world. In fact, he even said he could destroy the world, which might not just be arrogance but a hint at his true destructive potential. Meaning, he truly has no fear. And if Domi reverse works by exploiting psychological weakness or fear, then characters like Luffy become natural counters to it. On the other hand, when Xebec was affected by Domi reverse, we saw his fear of the possibility that Imu might kill his best friend King Harold. The same goes for his fear for the lives of his family, which humanizes even the strongest pirate in history. This also adds depth to Xebec's character, showing that despite his strength, he still had emotional vulnerabilities. So for me, fear is the answer to how Domi reverse works. As long as you have no fear, Imu cannot turn you into a demon. This could also connect to the broader theme in One Piece where willpower, or haki, often overcomes even the most broken abilities. That's just one of the topics we'll discuss in this video. To start this topic, let's first go to the cover story. It shows Eustace Kid being chased by a bull. If you remember, in the last cover story featuring Eustace Kid, he had an eagle with him. That eagle later appeared again during the elbaf arc. That same eagle was used by Shanks to defeat Eustace Kid, which already hinted at a deeper symbolic connection. Could this be another foreshadowing for Kid's story? Could the bull chasing him actually represent the Admiral Ryukyu, also known as Green Bull? Coincidentally, both characters came from the South Blue. So if they ever match up at some point, it would be very interesting to see who wins, since both of them can manipulate the materials attached to their bodies, Kid with metal, and Green Bull with wood, which could lead to a unique nature versus machine type of battle. Anyway, let's go back to the fight between Imu and Loki. Imu revealed that a few years ago, he heard about Loki. Apparently, Loki sailed through dangerous areas and specifically attacked world government ships, which already paints him as someone directly opposing the system even before the current arc. So it turns out that the 8 years where Loki disappeared from his life's puzzle were spent fighting the world government, possibly building his strength and reputation in secret. It's interesting because this is similar to what his father used to do back then. The only difference is that Harold attacked pirates, while Loki attacks the world government, showing a shift in ideology between generations. That's why it's not surprising if Loki becomes the next king of Elbaf, especially since his actions align more with freedom than tradition. Now, in the scene with Nico Robin and Jaguar D. Saul, they were surprised that the books from the old library were gone, including Biblo. It's obvious that Biblo took those books, which could mean those books contain highly sensitive knowledge, possibly even related to the Void Century. So the question now is, where did he bring them? A logical answer would be the Heaven World. If you remember, Elbaf has 3 levels: the Underworld, where we met Loki, the Sun World, where the current battle is happening, and the Heaven World, which hasn't been revealed yet. So if the battle in Elbaf ends and Biblo brought the books there, it would be a great way to introduce the Heaven World, and it might even parallel how knowledge is always hidden in the highest or most unreachable places in the story. Now, let's move to the final panel of this chapter. The scene suddenly shifts back to Mary Joah, and guess what? You can clearly see debris around Pangaea Castle, as if it was recently attacked, suggesting that something massive is happening off-screen. If you remember chapter 1149, when Imu arrived at Elbaf, he mentioned that the Holy Knights were too slow in their mission to control the giants. Why? Because Mary Joah was already in the Sea of Flames, and he needed additional military forces, which implies that even the world government is currently under pressure. So with the debris shown around Pangaea Castle, and the absence of the Gorosei, it makes us think that what Imu said is actually true. Mary Joah is currently under attack. And of course, when we talk about attacking Mary Joah, only two groups come to mind, the Revolutionary Army and the Blackbeard Pirates. Both groups have strong motives. The Revolutionary Army wants to overthrow the system, while Blackbeard is known for taking advantage of chaos to gain power. So the question is, which of these two groups is attacking, anyway? I also mentioned the absence of the Gorosei. The first reason we can think of is that they are currently fighting whoever is attacking Mary Joah, which could finally reveal their true combat abilities that have been hinted at for so long. Hopefully, in the next chapters, Oda will clarify this and show us the current situation in Mary Joah. Because things are getting more exciting, especially if it turns out that the attackers are either the Blackbeard Pirates or the Revolutionary Army, both of which could drastically change the balance of power in the world. Anyway, that's our short analysis video for chapter 1178. So that's it for today.